we will simply go to our dashboard or our dashboard. So let's go to our dashboard. So this will be our dashboard. Oops, analysis. Let's get rid of this. So over here, let us insert a shape over here. So let us insert a shape. So we'll go to the insert, then under the illustrations, you come to shape. So you click on any shape you like to insert. So let us draw our shape. So I would like a round one. So I'll simply draw it over here. Okay, so let me draw it to this point. Then I'll name it to, let me type in the name. So dashboard 4 or dashboard 2 track mini market progress or sales. So let's do it sales, mini market sales. Okay, let's do it progress. So because the quantities are part also. So let's highlight this whole thing, or let's select this whole thing and come to the home and just make some few changes to it. I would like to change this to Cambria. So I'll simply do that. I don't know, for some reason I like it. Center it. Sorry, let us select the entire text again. Let us select it. Let's center it. Okay, and let us increase the font. Now let us change the font again. So Cambria, select it. And also let us change the font color of the text to black. Then now with the shape, you can change the shape in any way you want. So instead of the shape fill, you can always go to texture and choose any texture of your choice. So let's say I like to make it more natural. You can always choose any of these of your choice. So let's select this one. So dashboard to track mini market progress. Let us include, let's say, an image. So let us go to place of our sales and let's include a shortcut or something like that to indicate what mini market. So let us type mini market and see whether we'll get any stock image about that. So mini market, press enter. Let us see. Oops, there is nothing. So let us simply type in shopping. Let us type in shopping, press enter. Let us see the available. Okay, so let us select this one and insert it. So let us insert. Okay, as you can see, it has appeared over here. Let us resize it. Oops, sorry. Let us resize this one. Let us Let us resize it and put it here. Okay. And okay, let us use the Shift Control to drag it and copy it over here. Okay, so let us select this one and bring it. Let's use the arrow key to bring it in a bit. Okay, over here, don't worry, we'll create something over here. Then now the first detail. Okay, let's get rid of the grid lines also. So to get rid of the grid lines, we can simply go to the View tab. And as you can see under the show, you can see the formula bar, the grid lines. Let's get rid of the grid lines. As you can see, it has been gotten rid of. So the first detail we would want to have over here on our dashboard will be over here. Also, we can include a shape. So we can include a shape over here. So let's include a shape. You can always include a shape over here on your dashboard. So you can do that. So you draw something over here. Then you can simply come and just say no fill. So just to have something over here. So as you can see. So now the first detail we would like to have over here will be our quantities. So these quantities over here, we would like to bring these quantities in. So what we'll do is to simply select them. So let's simply select it and cut it. So Control X. So we'll simply cut it. Then we'll bring it over here. Let's paste it. So let's paste it over here. So as you can see, it has appeared over here. Let us make the necessary adjustments to it. So we'll make the necessary adjustments. Don't worry about our dashboard. We can simply resize everything, but let's make the adjustment to this. As you can see, this one too is zooming out. Don't worry. So let us make our adjustments. All right. Let us bring it up. Okay. Let us reduce the size a bit. Okay. And now let us change the color over here. Let's just change the color. Let us give this one also a golden. Let us give it a yellow color, the font color. Let us give this a black background. Let us give it a black background. And now let us zoom in. Let us increase the font of this and let us italize it and bolden it. Okay. So this is the first detail we would like to have over here in our dashboard. Sorry. Let me send this here a bit. Okay. So that we can, oops, no worries. Let me simply add a new column and simply bring this here over. Okay, so don't worry about this. So this, let's select this and bring it over here. So now over here, in case we would like for this one to be one with our very shape over here, let us simply select this one. So we will select this, hold the shift key, select this one, sorry, and now select this shape over here, then simply right click, then simply right click, then we'll go to what group. Let's group them so that in case this very shape moves, as you can see, this one also moves with this. If you have to resize it, it doesn't affect the entire shapes in the main shape. So let us resize this a bit also. Let's resize it and bring it here. And now let us, oops, it seems there has been a change. Okay, very good. So now, okay, so now let us also bring this here. Let us close it. Let us close the for a bit so that there is no space. Okay, so now let us now also bring in the slicer. Let us introduce a slicer for our pivot tables. So with this one selected, let's go to the pivot table analyze, and as you can see under the filter, you can see a slicer. So let's select the slicer, and over here the slicer, what we want the slicer to do is to bring in each item. So we'll simply select only one slicer and click on OK. And as you can see, it has appeared over here. Let us bring it to this corner. And over here also, as you can see, a slicer tab has been made available. You can resize your slicer over here. So you can always resize it over here. So you can simply click on it over here, or you can simply drag it over here. Then let's resize it. Okay, and over here also we can change the color. Let's change the color to this. As you can see, the color also. So anytime you select a specific brand, you see its respected quantity appears, its respected total quantity appears, because within the X there are other brands. So as you can see, this is a total. Okay, so the next thing we'll introduce over here will be, let us introduce our brands and their quantity and their percentages in terms of their quantities. So we'll select. So now let us go to our analysis. Let us copy this. So let us right click to copy. Then we'll come to our dashboard and select. With this cell selected, we'll simply paste it over here. And like I said over here, instead of the quantity sold and the stock left, let us introduce our percentages. So our percentage bought, the percentage sold, and the percentage what in stock. So these are the three quantities, or these are the three quantities we would like to know. So as you can see, let us change the headings also. So over here we have the total percent bought, so the total percent bought, and okay. So with this one is in respect to each quantity, so the total percent also sold. So the total percent sold, total percent sold, total percentage sold. And let's just change this one to also the total percentage in stock. So the total percentage in stock, we'll click on OK. And over here also, as you can see, this is too much of information. Let us simply filter it as we did. Let us look out for the top 10 brands with the highest quantity in terms of percentage. So we'll simply select any of these, then right click on it, then go to the filter. So we want the top 10%. So this one in terms of the quantities, but we'll click on OK. So as you can see, these are the percentages. So these are the top 10 ones which were bought with the highest quantities. So these are the brands with the highest quantities. So over here we can add a conditional format. So over here, let us add this conditional format to it. So let's select this. So the ones you see among the top 10, the one with the highest or lowest quantity is in red. So over here also the total. So since there will be a change as the percentages increase, let us use the data bars instead of the total quantities to at least monitor the trend in which the quantities are being sold. So over here, let us use the green to represent the sold, and let us do the same for the in stock. In the in stock, let us go to the conditional formatting. Then from this drop down, let us select the gold or the yellow. So as you can see, this is how it appears. And also with this one also, you can always sort them out. So let us right click and let us sort it out. So from the smallest to the largest, or from the largest to the smallest, let us from largest. So these are the quantities in stock. So from the smallest to the largest, and let us make some small editing to this. Let us wrap it. Let me see. Okay, let us wrap it and okay, let us wrap. Let us realign them well. Okay, let us center, let us bolding, and let us italize it. Just like to italize. And also the next details we would like to present over here will be their sales also. So we'll talk of the total cost, the sales, the new cost in terms of if in case there is a restock. So this is what I mean. So let's select this entire data over here, and or this entire pivot table. Let's right click, let's copy, then just right next to it, let us paste this also. And over here, instead of we maintain the brand list, so instead of the percentage bought, the percentage sold, the percentage in stock, what we want will be the total cost, the total sales. So these are the details we want for before and after, and also we want the total cost and the total sales after. So over here, this the information or the details we would want to show for our client or our shop owner. So over here also we want the top 10, so we'll simply filter it also. So the top 10 in terms of what the total cost, that's before. So these are the brands with the highest cost in terms of money used in purchasing them. So this is it. And also over here also we will simply, since the cost remains constant, we can simply use the color scale to at least, okay, we're talking about money, so let's use this. So we use this. Then since the sales will be changing as the data comes in, let us use the data bar. So over here, let us use the gold. So gold money. I came here to drop some money. And over here also, let us use the color blue to represent. Since there is no data over here, that's why you can't see any form of color over here. Don't worry, we'll make a simulation to see. We'll simply input some numbers to see how our entire data will appear. So over here also, let's use this last purple color to do that. And over here, let us sort it out from in terms of the since the entire thing, let us sort it out. So simply select this one, right click, then from this job, let's just sort it from the smallest or the largest to the highest. So as you can see, the rice cost us a whole lot. But currently they haven't generated any revenue. Are we doing it right? So we are surely doing it right. Okay, so I want us to, sorry, I want us to select our I want us to select our slicer and break it down a bit, because we'll be doing some magic over here. We'll be inputting a magic over here. So let us do that. Okay, let me zoom this a bit. Let me increase a slicer so that we'll know that we are talking about the item over here. Okay, and now we would want to analyze the data over here. We would want to analyze this data using a graph or a chart, so that we want to know the quantity in stock, and whilst in stock we want to know the quantity that is being sold. So over here we'll select it, then go to the pivot analyze and come to pivot chart. So over here we want a stack bar so that we can compare two variables together. So we can use this, but we want a stack bar, so let's select this one and simply click on OK. So the 3D, so you can choose from any of this and click on OK. So as you can see, this will appear for you. So I don't want this, so let's get rid of this. So simply right click on any of these buttons over here and let us hide all of them. Let us select our legends and click over here. As you can see, as this is selected, this plus sign, you click on this plus sign. Then let us get rid of the grid lines, and the legend, let us have it at the bottom. So let us select it. So this is our legend. So over here, let us have a title for our chart, so that anytime the shop owner picks it up, you know what it is about. So let us select this. So over here, we are talking about, you see the top 10. So the top 10 brands. So it was the top 10 brands in stock, right? The top 10 brands in stock, and it is showing what with what the quantity sold. What? So the top 10 brands in stock showing what? Showing the quantities what sold. So let us simply represent the quantity by QTY. So quantity sold, at least to make our heading a bit short. And let us change the format of this. So let us bolden it, italize it. Let us change the font to Cambria. Okay, and let us also, okay, this is it for now. And let us also let us get rid of this as is title over here. So let us get rid of it. As you can see, now the names for these very brands has disappeared. So to correct that, let us come over here to the as, right? As you can see, this has appeared. So do we want the horizontal to appear or the vertical? We want the horizontal. So let us simply click on the primary horizontal, and also we want to know the numbers for it. So let us select the data labels. Let us make some few editing to our data labels. So let's click on more options. So we would like to have it at the, as you can see, it has appeared over here. Let us give it a fill color, so, or a background fill. So let us select this and let us give it a fill, a white fill. As you can see the numbers clearly now. And let us do same for these ones also. So let us select them. Let us give it a solid fill. Let us make it a white color, and also let us give it a legend key so that at least it can shift and we'll see it clearly. So this is how our data will appear. So now we are okay with it. Let us cut it. So Control X to cut it. And now we'll go to the dashboard. And also over here, let us simply bring it over here for now. So let us bring it. So Control V to paste it. And voila, as you can see, let us bring this down a bit. Let us bring it down. Going down, down, down. Okay, so this is it for now. Let us resize it. And over here also, we can always change the size of our bars. So we can either decrease the gaps or increase it. So let us decrease the gap also. So let us have it this way so that at least it can be separated well. So this will be it now. So these are the top 10 brands in stock, showing what the quantity sold. And since no quantity has been sold currently, there is nothing for it. So over here, the owner will know And anytime, don't worry, and anytime this is selected, we'll make sure it affects over here so that the owner will know what is currently going on. And the next one also will be to do the same thing for this very ones also, in case there is what a restock also. So we'll select it. Then over here we'll come to the pivot and table analyze, and come to the pivot chart. Then we'll create the same thing for it also. We'll simply click on OK. Then let's get rid of these ones also. Let's hide all of them. Then let's change the position of the legends to the bottom of our very chart. Then also let's get rid of the grid lines and the axis. We like to have the primary vertical. I like to have the names appear. And also let us give it a chart title. So over here also rename it to top 10 brands in stock after what? Restocking. After restocking, right? After restocking. Am I right with the spelling? Okay. And it's showing what? And showing what the quantity is what? And showing what? Quantity QTY sold. Quantity sold. So in case of a restock, this is what we want to also appear. So over here also, let us make some small changes to it. Let us select the entire thing. Let us bolden it up. Bolden it. Let us change the font to Cambria. Let us italize it. Okay. And now let us simply cut it. Control S. Then come to the dashboard. And now let us paste it directly under this one. And let us now resize this very one. Let us resize it. Okay, let us resize it. We've done that. And now let us give it a data label so that we will know what is going on. So let us make some few edits to the data labels, label option. Let us give it a legend key. Let us give it a fill. Let us make it a white fill so that at least we will know, can clearly see the numbers. Let us do same for this one also. So a solid fill, let us give it a white fill. Okay, and let us also give it a legend key so that at least it separates it a bit. And voila, let us resize it so that at least it's the same or it's in line with this one. So now we've also created now a bar or a column or a stack bar graph for this one also. So the next analysis we want to do will be to bring in the percentages after restocking. So we'll simply select or highlight this pivot table, or select it, right click, then copy. Then we'll bring it down a bit. So we'll bring it over here, then we'll simply paste it. And over here we want, as you can see, you can't find the field list. Don't worry if you can't find it, simply come to the pivot table analyze, and as you can see, they show the field list. You simply click on it and it will appear over here. This is not what we want, this is not what we want, this is not what we want. What we want is the percentage, or the percentage what? After the percentage sold after restock. But first what we want is, so what we want is the percentage, the new stock bought, the after restock, the one sold, and the percentage what in stock. So these are the details we want currently. So in this one also, we will want the top 10. So we want the top 10. So we'll simply right click on it, then come to the filter, then we'll come to the top 10 and see top 10 new stock bought. Click on OK. So as you can see, these are the quantities or the brands of highest quantities after the restocking. And over here also, let us simply wrap them up. So that, let's go to the home tab, let us wrap them and simply resize it. Let us resize it so that at least, oops, sorry, let us resize it and let us bring this very down so that we can see them. And now let us make some few editing to them. So let us, okay, let us do that. All right, and let us italize. It has been italicized. Okay, now let us change the very titles or the headings of it. So this one will rename it to the total percent of new stock bought. So the total percent of new stock what? A total percent of new stock bought. The total percent of new stock bought. We'll click on OK. And this one also, let us rename it to the total percent after restock. So the total percent, so the total quantity after the restock. So this is it, and we'll click on OK. Then this one will be the total percent of new stock sold. So the total percent, so this one, let's change it to the total percent of what? The new stock sold. Or simply, you can either press enter or can simply click on OK. And the last one will be the total percent of, so the total percent, let us rename it to the total percent in stock, after what? The restocking. That's a whole lot of programming in this, guys, right? Okay, so now we are done with this. Let us shift this a bit away from this one. Okay, so now, like we did for this, let's also give this a bit of conditional formatting. So let's give it a color scale. So this one, let us give it this color scale. Which one will be better? Okay, let us give this color scale, and let us give this data bars. So let us select this one, and over here, just make it the blue. Let us make this one, let us make this one data bar, let us make it green, and the last one, let us give it the gold color, or let us not give it the gold, let's give it the red color. And now over here also, we can always sort it out. So let us sort it from the largest to the smallest. So this is it. And now we have done this, but if someone is to pick this up, what is this data trying to tell us? Okay, so now let us give it a title. So let us insert a ship and give it a title. So we'll simply draw, sorry, it's not the ship I want. So let's go to insert, let's go to the ship, and let us select the ship. Let us draw the ship over here. So draw the ship. Okay, let us resize it a bit. And over here, this one, let us name it to the top 10 brands with highest quantity in percent. So top 10 brands with highest quantities in percentage, and or with the percentage sold. So the percentage, sorry, shift percentage sold. Okay, so now let's highlight it. As usual, let's make the very necessary changes. The Cambria, let us bold in it, italize, and let us zoom out a bit. Okay, and now we can center it, and also let us change the shape fill. So let us change it to no fill, and let us give it some kind of nice edit. So let us select this. Okay, now let us change the font. So we can change the font over here, the font fill or the font color, by selecting this one. So as you can see, it has appeared. So the top 10 brands with highest quantity in percentages, with what? The percentage sold and what? The percentage in stock. So we can simply copy this. So shift control, then we'll drag it, sorry. So we'll simply use the shift control and we'll drag it over here to give this a title also. Then we'll do same, shift control, we'll do same, oh sorry, we'll do same over here. Let's do same over here. Let's get rid of this, delete, let's delete, okay. Now, oops, okay, don't worry, let's simply do that again. Let's control shift, simply drag it over here. Okay, so now let's rename this also. So this one will be the top 10 brands with highest quantity in percentage with percentage sold and percentage in stock. So let's add this percentage sold, let's add this and in stock. Okay, so this one, no worries. And now let's bring it over here. So over here also, percentage with percentage sold and percentage in stock after restocking was done, right? After restocking. Okay, so now we are done with this. Let's make some few editing. Okay, so this is it. And also with this one, it talks about the quantities. So this one, we'll rename it to the top 10 brands with the highest cost price and their total sales what generated. So let us do that. So the top 10 brands with highest cost, so with highest cost and what their sales generated. So with this, the shop owner will be able to know if he is making a profit over here. So now we are done with this and that. What is next? Let's resize this a bit to fit with this one. So now let us compare our cost and our sales generated. So over here, what we'll do is to simply select it and let us create a bar or a pie chart for it. So we'll simply come and select the pie, and over here I would like a donut pie, or let's select the donut pie and simply click on it. So as you can see, it displays the total instead of what the total cost and the total sales generated. But before that, let's get rid of these buttons over here. Then now let us right click on this very chart. Then let us go to select data. So from this drop down list, we'll click on the select data. And as you can see, the legend entries and the horizontal, as you can see, it is displaying only this. So what I want to do is to select this one and switch the row and column. So I want it to come to this and simply select OK. So now as you can see, it displays both my total cost price and sales generated. But since there is little sales generated, you can't seem to note it. So let us make some few changes. As usual, let us change the legend. Let us format the legend to the bottom. And let us change the heading to the total. So total cost versus the total sales generated. The total sales generated. So this is what we want. Then let us make our usual editing and format to it. Let us come to the home tab. Let us bolden it, italize it. Let us change it to the Cambria, and okay, that will be it. And also with this, let us simply cut it and now bring it over here. So let us paste it right next to this one. So I'll paste it over here, paste, and let us simply bring it close. Okay, and over here let us decrease the gap width of this. So let us come over here, the angle of slice, the size, so this is it. Let us make it 100%. So as you can see, this is how it will appear. let us make it this way. Okay, and now let us add the data labels to it. So let us include the data labels. So let us call it out. So as you can see, it appears in percentage. Let us change that. To change that, let us come to, we want the value only. Let us not bring in the category name, since at least it appears over here. As you show, blue appears over here. Now that's it. So that's it. Okay, and now let us close it and let us simply bring this over here a bit. Okay, don't worry if you can't find the total sales generated. It is because it is too little. So let us go and try and see if our data will work. So let us go to the quantities and add more quantities over here. So let's say 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, no, 15, and 25, 30. This one, the quantity is 45. The bread 40. People like a lot of 5. Press OK. Let us now refresh our table and now go to our dashboard and see our revenue. So as you can see, the revenue has now what appeared. So let us add a label to this one also. It's like the label wasn't added. Okay, now let us go to more options. I want only the value, not the category name. Okay, the legend key. And now let us bring this over here a bit. Okay, so this is how you can also do it. And also let's do same for after the restocking. So we'll simply come to our analysis again. Then let us come to our sales generated. So we'll simply come over here. So we'll select it. Then we'll come to the pivot table, analyze, pivot chart. Then the bar graph, sorry, the pie, we want a donut. Then we'll click on OK. So as you can see, since no inputs have been made over here, you see there is nothing that appears over here. Let us get rid of this, the hide all buttons. And over here, let us right click, let us select the data. As you can see, same over here. Let us switch them. Simply click on OK, and let us change the location of the legend to the bottom. And also let us change the title to new total cost versus new total sales. So the new total cost versus the new total sales afterwards, after restocking. And now that's it. So let us, let us as usual make our changes, bold, italize. Let us set it to camera, and now let us cut Control S. Now let us bring it to our dashboard, Control V. Now let's bring it close. Let's bring it down, and now let's resize this. Let's resize this a bit. Okay, let's do same for this. It's good to have them all in equal shapes so that at least it will make your work a bit more nicer. So let's resize this also. In case you want to check, you can always select it and then go to format. As you can see, 3.9, 4.95. So you have to select this 3.9. So let's change this to 3.9. and also this is to 4.5. Oops, let's see this 4.95, sorry. So 3.9, 4.995. Press enter. As you can see, it has been resized to it. So let's change this one also to make it the same as this. All right. So anytime there is a data input, this one will automatically pop up for. Okay, let's add a data label and let's make some changes to our data label. So with our data label, we want only the value, we want to show the legend. Okay, that's what we want to show, and that's it. Okay, so don't worry, we'll do a little bit of data simulation so that at least we can make any necessary changes to it as we deem fit. So now we have included all this on our dashboard. The next thing we'll do will be now to include the profits in these boxes. So now to do that, all we'll do is to add a text box. So let's go to the insert, then come to the text group. So we simply click on the text box. As you can see, this sign has appeared for us to draw. So let's simply draw something over here. So let's draw it. Over here is good to use the text box because it is over here that you can reference the values. So as you can see, this has been made available. So let's simply come to our formula bar and use the equal sign. So simply use the equal sign. Then let us come to the analysis. So where is our profit over here? So this is our profit or loss. So simply, so over here, instead of selecting this one, you simply select this one, then change the reference to 10, because if you have to reference this, it won't come. So you simply press enter. So as you can see, our value has appeared. So let us make the necessary changes to it. So first, let us make them know what we are talking about. So profit stroke the loss, and we press enter. And now let us select this entire thing. So let us select it. So Control Shift, and let us now make our necessary changes. Let us center it. Okay, let us bold in and italize it, and let us increase the font a bit. Sorry, let us increase the font. Let this come down a bit. So profit or loss, and let us give it a bit of a shape. So now let's come to the shape format. Let's come to the preset. Let's give it this format. Okay, and now let's just simply go to no fill. Okay, or let's give it a white fill. Simply click on it. So this is the profit. Or no, let's change it. Let's change it to this. Okay, let us give it a no fill. A no fill. Okay, so this will be, so anytime there is a change, this profit and loss will appear. So let's do same for this. As you can see, because there is no value over here, you can't simply see. And as you can see, because there is no donut pie over here, you can't seem to. No worries, let's do that. Let's still do that. So let us come to our insert. Let us come to our text box and simply draw the box over here. Let us draw the box over here. So let us simply go to our formula bar and reference equal to our analysis. This is our profit, and we'll simply change it to the A10 and press enter. Then over here, let us type in our profit stroke loss, and press enter again. Then let us make some few editing to it. I use the Control A to select the entire text in the text box. Let us center it. Let us italize it. Let us increase the font a bit. Sorry. Let us increase the font a bit. And now let us give it this preset shape. Let us give it a no outline. and now let us leave it at that. So in case there is a profit change, it will reflect over here. And now the very interesting thing, or the very thing they are, since we are the one developing it, our customer will be interested in will be the sales. So now let us create another text boxes for the sales. So to do that, we will come to the insert tab again, then come to the text box, then let us simulate some text boxes over here. So let us simply draw our text boxes. Okay. Oops. So let us zoom it. Let us increase the size. Let us extend it. And now let us include another shape. Let us include another shape to it. So click on the shape. Let us use this one and let us draw the shape. So draw the shape. Let us change it. So change it and let us align it well. Let us change the color. Let us change the color to yellow. Okay, so this is the color now. So now let us realign it well. So let's select this one and realign it. Oops, let's select this, realign it. Okay. And now over here, let us now reference it. So equal to, so over here, we want it to be the sales generated. So reference it. So equal to, so go to the analysis. So this is the total sales generated so far. So over here, we'll simply reference it to 10 and press enter. As you can see, the sales has appeared over here. Let's make the necessary edits. Simply do that. Sorry. Let us zoom in a bit. Sorry, let us select the entire thing, Control A. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's bolden it and italize it. Okay. And now let us also select these two, and now let us group them together so that in case we move them, they will move together. So there's it. So now we'll use the shortcut Control Shift and simply drag this one. So we'll create duplicates of it, and that will be it. And that will be it. So this one will be the sales generated after the restock, and this one will be our general sales. So let us at least make this a bit bigger than the rest, and let us bring it down. Let's bring it down, make it bigger than the rest, so that we are talking about big money. Yeah, that's money. Okay, let's send it. Okay, let's send it here a bit. Okay, and now let us now reference them. So this one, let us, okay, sorry, let us reference it. So simply clear it, come to the analysis again. So this is the new total sales generated after the restocking. So simply clear it and bring in 0 and press enter. So 0. And also let us change this one also. So we'll simply clear it. We'll simply clear it, come to the analysis and bring it over here and change the last one to 10. Press enter. The reason why I'm changing it to 10 is because of that's the row number in which it is found. So in case you're a bit lost as to why I'm doing that, that's the reason why. So let's select the entire thing, Control A. Let us make our necessary changes. Let us increase the font. Let us italize it. Increase the font a bit. Okay. Then let us do same for this one also. Okay, Control A. Okay, so now let us now insert our names, the headings for these ones. So let us give it a heading or a title. So over here, let this one come down a bit. Let this one to come down a bit. Okay. Or what we'll do is to simply select this, Control Shift plus, and wait, Control Z. Okay, Control Shift plus. Okay, at least for this to come down, and let's this one come up a bit. Okay. All right, and now let us zoom it down. Let's resize it and break it down a bit. Okay, and now let's do same for this. Resize it and bring it down. Okay, and the almighty one, let's resize it just a bit and bring it down so that at least we can make room for this. And now let's change this to let's type this the sales generated with the full stop. And let's select the entire text in it, Control A, bolding it. Let us align it perfectly. Then also let us change the font color and let's change it to the Cambria. Then let us increase the font size and change the shape fill to no fill, and let us give it a little bit of effect, this kind of effect. All right, so let us use the shortcut Control Shift and select it. Let's highlight, copy, Control Shift, let us drag it over here. So this one will be the sales, the sales generated after restocking. Okay, and okay, let's make some few editing to it. Let's this one come down. Okay, let this one come down also. Okay, and now let's resize this. Okay, let's resize it a bit. And also this one will be our total sales generated. So let's simply type in the total sales generated. So now we have created our dashboard. So this one will help give the manager or the shop owner the quantities involved, the sales that has been generated so far, the profit he is making for each and every brand, or the total items, and also the brands which are performing well and the ones which are not performing well, and the ones of highest cost, whether they are bringing in profit or they are not. Let us work on this one. Let us recenter it, align it. Let us resize it a bit. Okay. Now, let us now change. Let us now change the headings for this one also. So with this one, let us simply rename it to the total cost of goods. So let us the total cost of goods. And now let us rename this one to the total sales generated. So the total sales generated, the total sales generated, press generated, press the full stop. Okay. Then also with this one, let us rename it to the new cost after the restock. So instead of the new cost, new total cost, let's name it the new cost of goods after restocking. The new cost of goods after restocking. After restock. And okay. And now this one will simply the new total sales generated. So this one will just simply clear this, the new total sales generated, the full stop, press OK. And now let's highlight the whole thing. Let us italize it and let's see center. Okay, so that's it. Let's also bring this close a bit. Okay, now let's send this over here. And now let's do same for this also. Let's select it and do same. Let's center it so that's okay. So now we are done with our very dashboard highlighting the very sales or whatever is going on currently in the stores. So like I said, we will do a little simulation. So over here, the shop owner will be able to tell which quantities are getting sold. Don't worry about this, the top 10 brands in stock. In case there is a change or the shop owner is to select any of these very items, it will reflect over here with it. So let me give you an example. So say the shop owner comes and says he wants to find out how books are doing currently in the stores. Simply as he select it, as you can see, only this has changed. Let me make this correction. Okay, as you can see, only this one has changed. That's because, let me simply select our slicer. Let me right click on it, then come to report connections. So let me simply click on the report connections. So if you have to come through it, as you can see, not most or not all the pivot tables has been selected for the slicer. And so to add it, you can simply select these ones. So let's simply select them. Simply select them. Simply select all of them. Then we'll simply click on OK. So as you can see now, it affects the entire data. So as you can see, the top now, the diaries, the exercise books, the notebooks, these are how they are all doing. They are not currently generating any profit. So this is how they are faring now. So let us now bring it back. So as you can see, it now comes back to the original data. Don't worry about this, is because of how the formatting is. So let us change the format. So let us change its format, or let's resize it. Let's bring it over here. Let's resize them so that at least they can have this space to have the data. So let's resize the whole thing. Let's resize them. Let this one come over here. Okay, and let's resize it. Now let's bring this here a bit. Let's do this so that at least there won't be any errors or the system won't be failing our clients. So let's resize this. Let's resize the whole thing. So at least in case the prices increases, the entire thing doesn't become affected. So please. So about programming, you test the system. If you test and it's not working, you fix it. So it's all about programming. So Excel is all about that. So let's correct it before we roll it out, so that whilst we are sleeping or working on another project, they won't be knocking on our doors to say the system has failed. So let's make sure it works now. And if in case it fails, it means it just needs an update. That's all there is to it. So now we have simply done that. So now let's change it again. So as you can see, it's just the values that reflect. There is no loss of data or information. So let's now change it back. And now let's also work on this one. As you can see, as it's selected, the data also gets lost. So let's change that also. So also over here, what we'll do is to resize. Let's resize this very data input. Let's resize it and let's center it again. Let's center it. Let's do same for this one also. Okay, and let's resize the whole chart. Let's resize the whole chart. Okay, let's bring it down a bit. Let's resize the whole chart. Now let's bring it here. Okay, and now okay, this one also, let's resize it. And now what we'll do next, shift. Okay, now okay, and now what we'll do next, let's simply select this one, holding down the shift key. Let's select this, and now let's group it. Let's group it. Now let's shift it. As you can see, they are all moving together. So let's leave it at that. Now let's test the system again. Let's go to the books. As you can see, nothing has changed now, so that's fine. Let's simply uncheck it. Okay, and now let's do same for this one also. Let's resize it. Oops. Let's resize it. Okay. So let's check the size. So 4.55, 4.54. So 4.55, 4.54. Let's do that. Let's make sure we test proof the system. 4.54 and the 4.55. Press enter. And now don't worry about this. We can simply resize it. There is no need to panic about that. And let's resize the chart now. Okay. Let's bring it down a bit. Okay, and now let's bring this down. Okay. All right. So now we are done with this one also. Okay, so now let's include money over here. Let's add some figures over here also, or some images over here. So go to the insert, then simply come to the shapes, the pictures, and come over the place over cells and come to stock images. So what we want to input over here will be a representation of sales. So that will be money. Let's talk about money. So let's type in revenue. Press enter. So over here, let's use this sign or this image. Use enter. And as you can see, this is where it will appear. So let us simply bring it up and let us resize it a bit. Let us resize it and let us create a duplicate of it. And now let us bring it over here. Okay, let us do same over here. Okay, let us realign it. Well, let us do same for this. And over here, let us group them also so that in case they all move together. Let's do same for this also. Sorry. Okay, then shift and let us group them all. And let us do same for this. Let us at least zoom this up a bit. And oops, Control Shift. Let's select this. Control Z. And let this one go up a bit. And now let us let us add the last one, the coins. Since it's a general something, we don't want to even leave the coins behind. So we need all of them. So let us bring in the last thing, the revenue again. Revenue and press okay, as you can see, it has been made available. We want the coins, there's it. Press the insert, then the coins will appear over here. So let's resize it. Let's resize it a bit. And now let's bring it over here. And voila, as you can see, we are done. So now let's also group these ones also together. Sorry about that. Times it becomes a bit okay. Now let's group all of them together so that in case it moves, they all move together. So this is what I mean. So as you can see, they are all moving together. So that we wouldn't have to come and be changing it anytime there is. Okay, I wanted to resize it a bit. Let's let it go up. Okay, and also over here, but before we do something, let us now do our simulation. So what I mean is, now let us add values over here. Let us add values. Let us give an amount over here also. So let us simply say with the cost price is equal to, let us come to prices is equal to this one. Then let us add, let's say 1 cedi was the value that was added to it. Also, let us simply, as you can see, the cost price has increased. Let's now add it over here, and now let us drag it down. Then over here also, let us also bring in the currency symbol. So let us do that. Let us make it a custom and bring in the OK. And now over here also, let us add in some few numbers. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just do some simulation. Okay. Okay. So let us do the simulation to this point. At least it will give us some values. Okay. So now this is what I meant. So now let's come to our analysis. As you can see, it doesn't reflect over here because even though it has affected our data input over here, let's go through. As you can see now, there is money over here involved. So now all we need to do to bring in this data will be to simply click on the, okay, now let's go to our dashboard and let me show you. So as you can see, no data is reflected over here. So let us simply select any of our data inputs over here and come and click on the refresh. As you can see now, a data input has now appeared. Now we have a new sales generated, the total. So the sales generated after restocking now is over here. And now you see there are changes in data. Let me also do some little bit of adjustment over here also. Good. Okay, and now this one has to come down. So let us bring in, okay, this one has to come down so that at least we can make room for this heading. Okay. All right. So then there is it. So this is the simulation I was talking about. So now let us make an adjustment to do not spy over here. So let us increase the whole size so that at least it will be just like the first one we did. Okay, so this is it. So now we have our sales generated. So let us put our figures in a fill color. So we want a solid fill, we want it in a white so that at least it can be read out clearly. So now, as you can see, we are making, after restocking, we are making profit. We are making a lot of profit after, because so after we first brought in a lot of goods, we didn't make any general profit, but after this we are making progress and profit. And as you can see, our restocking has changed over here also. So what we'll do now is to simply, let's shift this over here so that at least we can create room for our pie or our bar graph or our start column graph. So let's shift it over here. And now let's bring it close to each other. And now let's select these two, Control Shift and this one, and now let's extend it. Okay, let's extend it a bit. Okay, and a bit more. And now let's shift it a bit closer. And now let's select these two and bring them closer. Okay, and now let's bring this up. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's bring this up a bit. Let's bring this up, and now let's bring it down, at least so that it matches to this very. So now we've created a dashboard for this mini market. Let's also resize our dashboard heading. Let's zoom out a bit. So now this is the dashboard we have created for the mini market to be able to track their sales and all. But before that, let's at least bring this one over here. Let's make use of the spaces that has been made available. So let us bring this also over here. So now we've created this dashboard for them so that in case there is always a data input, they don't need to come over here. This automatically updates, and this one has to also update. But then again, there is one thing they always need to do. They will always have to come, select this, then simply click and refresh before they can get the update over here. So as I said earlier, I would create a magic over here. So to do that, let us insert a shape. So what we are about to do is to include a macro so that anytime there is a data input over here, all the store manager needs to do, or if maybe he used to go out and he comes back and he wants to see whether sales has been made by looking at this, he simply comes, clicks over here. Then in case sales has been made, this whole charts and data over here updates so that he will know whether sales has been made or not. So over here, let us rename it to update. So, or we can simply name it to refresh. So let us select the entire thing. And as usual, let us go to the Cambria bolding it up, italize it. Then let us make the color black and let us center it and increase the font a bit. And now let us go to the shape. I want the no, let us go to the no fill and give it kind of a preset color. And okay, so now this is where he needs to simply click. But if he clicks, nothing happens. No worries. So all that we need to do is simply to go to the view. So after going to the view, if you are to move to the end, you can see the macros. So you simply click on it and you can see view macros, record macro. Simply click on the record macro. Then over here, let's give the macro a name as update. So simply type in the update. And as you can see, shortcut keys over here also, you can assign a shortcut key for this macro so that anytime the manager uses it, he can simply get it. But we've created a shape for that, or we've created a button for that, so there is no need to do that. And you can also give it a description. So I'll simply click on, as soon as I click on OK, the macro starts recording. So I'll simply click on OK. Then the macro is recording, but you can't see. So what I want to do is I will simply want to select this, go to the pivot analyze and simply click on the refresh, so that then I will come to my view again. Then I'll simply stop recording, so that anytime I click on this update, what I want my macro to do is to simply refresh the whole thing. So as you can see, or even if you can't see it behind the scenes, the macro has been recorded. So now let us test it. Let us simply right click on this button over here, or this update. Then as you can see assign macro. Let's simply click on it. So as you can see, assign macro, the macro name is what? Update. So you can record a new one, but I have already recorded, or we've already recorded this one. So click on update. And the macros, where do you want it in? We want it in what? This workbook. Please always note this one. If you have to select or open workbooks, it might affect your macro. So always be sure to change this one. So it is in this workbook we want the macro to work. Then if all things are okay, then we'll simply click on OK. So now if we are to click on our macro, as you can see, it is working. So if you want to check that indeed it is working, let us go to our quantities. Now let us be sure of our values over here. So the current quantity after sold, after restock, no. Now we want the total quantity sold. Over here it is 250. So now let us come to our quantities. Let's say the peak milk during peak hours. It's not peak hours, but they bought a big peak milk bars. So I'll simply type in 40. So they bought 40 sachet of the peak milk. The A1 bread, they are not writing exams, but they want A1 bread. So the A1 bread, they purchase 10. And also the butter bread, they purchase, let's say, 15. So press enter. So if you have to go to our analysis, you can see our data will be affected. But then again, if you have to come to our dashboard, nothing has reflected over here. So what the macro does is, as soon as we are to click on it, as you can see, our data has magically updated. And abracadabra, all inputs have now been updated. So now we are basically done with this small or mini tracker for our client. So what is left now? What's left now? Let's simply now create a short or a link so that anytime they want to easily access a point, they don't have to simply come and be clicking these sheet tabs to get access to to the very data they want. But please, I hope so far you are okay and very much following where we've gotten to now. So to do that, let us now come to the very beginning, click on items, and let us add a new sheet. Then what we want to rename this sheet to will be content, because we want it to have the names of our sheets so that we can always link them up and press enter. Content, am I right? Yes, I'm right. So content, and over here, let us create something or a heading for it. So content, let us create a mini heading for it. And now let's insert a shape. Let's insert a shape for it. So to do that, let's draw a nice beautiful shape. A nice beautiful shape. And also let us rename it to content 4 mini market. So over here also, if it's a shop or a small shop or a supermarket you are creating it for, you can always change the name to that. So let's bolden it up as usual. I want the camera. Let's zoom in a bit more. Let's center it and let's change the font color. Then let's change the fill to, let's say, this color. Okay, or this one. Okay, let's do this. Okay, and let's now select everything and italize it. And voila, we are making progress so far. And the next thing to do, let's add another shape. Another shape. Let's simply draw a little shape over here. Let's bring it over here and let's align it well. Okay, and let's change the shape fill over here to, let's say, this. And now what we'll do is to insert another shape. So this shape, let's make it a box again and simply draw it. Let's simply draw it. Okay, and with this shape, let's simply rename it, or let's name it the dashboard. So the dashboard. And now let's, as usual, Control A, select the entire text. Let's bold it up. And now let's use the camera. Let's center. Let's zoom in. Okay, let's change the font color. And now the font color. And now let's change the shape fill also. Don't worry, we'll change it again. So glad we didn't panic. Glad Hermione pays attention in her biology. So over here, as usual, the shortcut Control Shift. Let's drag it to make a copy of them. So let's simply do that. And now let's select the entire thing. Let's use the Control Shift to simply drag them down. Soft life, huh? Let's do this and let's Control Shift drag this over here also. And now let's rename this to our items. Over here, the brands. And over here also we have the prices. No, the quantities, sorry, the quantities. And let's rename this to the prices. And over here also, let's rename this to the stock info, right? The stock info. And coming down, we have the invoice, no, the search, and also we have the invoice. And over here also, we have, over here, that's where we have the stock info. So let's rename it to the restock info. Let's rename it to the restock info. And over here we have analysis. So analysis. analysis. Oops, sorry, analysis. Okay, so now we are done. Let's now at least make some few. Let's make some few changes. Let's nope. Let's select these ones. Control Z. Sorry, Control Z. Sorry, Control Z. And now let's bring it over here. And now Control Shift. Let's bring it over here a bit. And now let's okay. So now let's change the fill color for all this. Oops. Let's change the fill color for all this. Let's select the entire thing. And now let's change the fill shape. I want us to have it this way or this way. Oops, I didn't select this one, sorry. This and this. And now let's change the effect to, let's say, this style. Or what do you think? And now let's change the fill color to, say, white, this color, and let's leave it at this. So now we've done this, and also now all we need to do now is to link it to our very pages. And so to do that, let's include an image. Oops, let's change this and also clear this. And now let's select this rather. Let's merge it and simply type in the items. Oops, the item list. Okay, and now over here, let's draw it in a bit. Then now let's come to the insert and insert a picture over the cells, the stock images. Okay, let's wait. Okay, the icon, I want a home button, so let's include the home button. Let's see the images that will be made available. It is loading more, as you can see. Okay, these are the options that have been made available. Let's go through and see. Okay, which one should I select, or which one would you prefer? Okay, let's go through the home button, the home sweet home. Home is wherever you are. Okay, so this is what I want. Simply select and click to insert. Now, as you can see, it has been inserted. So let's resize it. So just as we did from the macro where we created a button where we can simply refresh, over here also we'll do same. So let's copy and paste it over here in our pages. So let's at least, so as you can see, this was why I left the pages over here. Control V. Let's resize it a bit. And over here also, the last one, Control V. And what I want us to do is to simply select it. So we want to link it to what? Our very content, where we can always go to the home page. So the content will be our home page. So we'll select it, then right click. Then over here, you can see the link. You simply click on it. Then as you can see, there is no item available, but we'll click to insert a link. Then we have the existing file or web page I want to place in this document. And where do I want it? I want to link it to my content. So I'll simply select the content and click on OK. So now let's see how this works. As soon as I click over here, as you can see, it has brought me here to my very title or content page. So this was what I was talking about. So now let me link this one also. So I'll link it. Let me link it. So I'll insert a link. So place in document. I want it to go to where my dashboard is. Simply click on OK. So one thing to note, if your worksheet name changes, then you have to come and relink it again, because now you have changed the name. So if I'm to click on dashboard, as you can see, it has brought me to where the dashboard is. So let me I want to bring my dashboard to the very first page. So if I'm to click on it, as you can see, it has been linked to my dashboard. So now let me link my item also. So you can do same, you can link all your pages also. So over here, I will link it to the content also. So if I'm to click on the content, it brings me to my content. So over here, I want it to also, oh, sorry. Let me edit the link. Sorry. I have to link it to my items, not my content. Okay. So as you can see, it has come over here. So over here also, you can always link this very button or this very shape to, you can always link it before you copy and paste it. So you can always link before you copy. It will work either way. Now over here, we didn't include our information. So over here, let us do that. So over here, we'll name it the, let's rename our heading. Let's rename it. So let's merge it. And now let's rename it to the total analysis. So total analysis for mini market operations. Okay, so now let's make our very adjustments to it. Bold, high, italize, then let's zoom it in. Let's, okay, that's a bit too much. And now let's give it this color. Nice, right? Now let's zoom out. So nice, right? But then again, as I said earlier, this is a place where the shop owner, the shop attendant, they don't need to come here to do any changes over here because this is basically our output. So whatever data they input in any of these ones, they automatically reflect over here. But what if mistakenly someone is to come here and make a data input? You see, it affects our all the referencing and our formulas over here. And we wouldn't want that to happen because it might lead to a system failure. So to do that, we can simply also protect the sheet. So to do that, we can right click on it. Then let's protect the sheet so that no one can make any changes to it as they deem fit or by mistake. So let us give it a password to as 1234 and let's simply click on OK. Then let us 1234 simply click on OK. So in the case that, let's say, someone mistakenly comes here and presses anything, as you can see, the cell or chart you are trying to change is a protected sheet. To make a change on protect the sheet, you might be requested to enter a password. So that's all the person needs, the password, before any changes can be made here, or else then, but since they won't be needing or they won't need to come over here, there is no need to come over here. So we will simply leave it protected. And if you want to unprotect it also to make any changes, you can simply right click, then unprotect it. Then the password that you inputted, you can simply input it and click on OK. So now then you can now make any typings or any changes over here also. So let's go back to the home. And the very last thing I would want to address over here, let's make a change to this over here. And the very last thing I would like to address over here is on our dashboard. And over here, let us give a color over here. Sorry, let us give a color over here. Okay. And over here, the one thing I would want us to do is, if in case you are not okay with the color of how the dashboard appears, the charts and the others appear, you can always use the page layout to change the color or the theme. So as you can see, this is the theme. So if you have to hover around, as you can see, the chart and the themes all changes. So as you can see, they are all changing. So any format you want, being it aspect, this one or this one, you can always change it to that color. So what do you think about this one? Isn't it a bit nice? So as you can see, they are all changing. So let's select this one. As you can see, they've all changed. So in case you want to change it also, you can always come to the page layout. Under the themes group, you can always come to colors and change the theme to the preferable ones you want. So voila, we have created a basic mini tracker software for a mini market or a shop where they can simply use to track their daily sales, their daily stocks and quantities. And they can always include new details over here, which will reflect over here also. They can always add the prices over here, and the stock will automatically update. With the search bar, they can always search for a commodity or a brand to know the current stock and its selling price in case they forget also. They can always, in case they want to do, there's a lot of items that have been bought, they can always make the calculation by simply typing in or typing the first letter of the very product, selecting it, the price displays, then per the quantities, the total amount simply appears for them to know the amount to charge, the total amount to charge, without racking their brains too much. And also the stock info, they can always search for a new stock that has been added, or the new stock that has been added, the price, let's correct this, let's include the amount, the currency. So they can always do that also with the current stock. And finally, before we go, the one thing to note is that since we've included what we call a macro, you can't save this as a normal worksheet. And so you have to save this in what we call a macro enabled workbook. And so to do that, we will simply use the shortcut Control S. So as you can see, since it was saved in a macro workbook, this will appear. So if you like to save your features with autosave on, go back and change the file type to a macro enabled. So what we have to do is to save this in a macro enabled workbook. And so to do that, you can, as you can see, as I close it, this one has appeared. So what we'll do is from this save as type option, you simply click on it. And if you have to go through this drop down list, you can see Excel macro enabled workbook. So you simply click on it, then anywhere you want it to be. So I want it on the desktop. I want to maintain the name, the shop tracker. So I'll simply maintain it and simply click on save. So as you can see, it has now been saved. So with this, you can close it anytime. So this another thing you need to know about saving your work in macros. In case there is something I forgot to add that will help or be beneficial for a mini market or a supermarket, you can always let me know in the comment section so that you and I will create it together again. Has this been very helpful? If it has, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. And until next time, is bye again.